Now I'm currently in the backyard here once again, attempting to dig a grave for one of my pets that passed away a couple of minutes ago. Many of us have pets, right? Many of us may have had pets in the past. The big question is, what do we do with their bodies when they die? Do we decide to simply put them in a garbage bag and throw them out to the landfill site? Or do we decide to simply bury them into the ground where their bodies can actively involved in biogeochemical cycles? The most appropriate thing, the most ethical thing to do is simply bury the bodies. Primarily because of the fact that we spend so much time nurturing these animals, nurturing our pets to ensure that they had the best in good times or even in times when they were basically sick. I'm sure many of us would have had pets in the past, whether it be dogs, cats, you name it, horses, or whatever the case may be. Now, we cannot shy away from the fact that these animals, even the one that we are rearing currently, they will eventually die. All right, they have a relatively shorter lifespan than human beings, average human beings, and you know for sure there will come a point where we actually have to part ways with them. Anyway, moving along. Now, there are in fact a variety of decomposers, all right, ranging from ants, ranging from earthworms, different types of bugs, whether it be bacteria, whether it be fungi, all right, they are all actively engaged in terms of breaking down organic material into finer components, which can be utilized as a nutrient source for plants or many other organisms for that matter. If you look carefully in the screen, you can simply see the dirt here where I'm digging this particular grave has a bluish gray coloration, and this is because of the fact that this area is often inundated, right, by water, especially during periods of heavy rainfall. The oxygen content is often relatively low. I am here digging a grave, right, for a particular pet of mine, right, which actually died a couple of minutes ago. And what happened is that the objective of this is to simply, obviously, to bury the animal. Now, as you can see, I'm sweating here right now, right? That goes to show our warm tropical climatic condition will facilitate rapid rate of decomposition, right? So the microbes will act quickly upon the medium, right, which is of course the dead organism, and eventually breaking it down very, very quickly. All right, now in terms of biogeochemical cycles, there are quite a lot. I'm just going to focus on a few here. If we take into consideration the carbon cycle, we are all carbon-based life forms, and as you can see from the screen, this particular cycle, like many others, involve a variety of processes, a multitude of processes, all of which they occur simultaneously. All right. As you can see at the bottom, in the subsurface regions, we can see dead organisms or the waste products are in fact disintegrated or broken down. Bacteria and decomposers in general would break down the bulk constituent, and given the fact that we are carbon-based life forms, the carbon constituents are redirected back into the environment. They are released upon decomposition by bacteria or even macroorganisms, those decomposers, that is. Now, carbon dioxide is a greenhouse gas which is in fact produced as a result of decomposition of organic material. We also have carbon, which is also released in the soil. All right. The main reservoir is atmospheric, primarily because carbon dioxide is regarded as a gaseous biogeochemical cycle. But at the same time, there are in fact carbon components primarily involved within the soil as well. All right, so you must never take that out of, so you must always take that into consideration. Now, in terms of the nitrogen cycle, we also have the breakdown of organic material. As you can simply see, the process of ammonification involves the action of decomposers, which break down the bulk constituent of organic waste or organic matter, which essentially produces ammonium ions, which can effectively become nitrites and then into nitrates through the process of nitrification. All right. Now, this is also very important, primarily because every single living organism, macroorganisms in particular, their cells are made up of nitrogen, the element nitrogen, which is tightly bonded within the amino acid groups, which are the building blocks for proteins. And we require protein for development, for growth and development in that regard. Now, in terms of the water cycle, we must take into consideration water is involved in every single cell in our bodies. And when we die, or when our bodies decompose, we must bear in mind that that particular moisture is in fact released, utilized actively by microbes or microorganisms. All right, they fester into the body, utilizing the moisture and, of course, the dissolved components and the nutrient elements that are primarily found within the cells. Now, in terms of the phosphorus cycle, like many others, decomposers are also involved once again, and in doing so, phosphates are in fact released through the decomposition processes in an organic form, that is. This can easily be washed away or transferred from the surface of the land, eventually finding its way to the bottom of the seabed, where it simply settles and remains there until there is some level of geological uplift that allows these components to be redirected back onto land at some point. All right. Now, in terms of bones, we must also take into consideration that bones too can be broken down with the progression of time. However, it depends upon the density. For example, if you were to take into consideration a chicken bone in comparison to a dinosaur's bone, all right, obviously dinosaur's bone is in fact much denser, all right, and it will last longer. However, calcium can be leached out of the bone eventually as they are in fact broken down by the processes of weathering and also through the decomposition processes involving microbes as well. All right. However, the rigid constituents of the bones often remain, sometimes being cemented amidst sediments, and with the progression of time over thousands of years can eventually become fossilized into rocks. Last but not least, I would like to simply mention the fact that if you were to indiscriminately dump our fallen pets or animals to the landfills, strain them in a garbage bag, and decide to toss them into the truck where it is taken to the landfill site, that is mismanagement, primarily because we are mixing biodegradable and non-biodegradable waste, or biodegradable and non-biodegradable materials. Primarily because the bags, the plastic bags, will take literally hundreds of years to be decomposed, whereas the organic material, which is in fact our animals, will be broken down in a matter of a couple of weeks or perhaps days. All right? So the better thing to do is to simply bury our pets, bury our fallen animals, and eventually we will be adding to the soil fertility at no cost. Whereas if we decide to take our animals and throw them to the landfill site, we will be spending a lot more, even at the smallest level, in terms of the consumption of bags, and it will actually cost the environment. All right, so I hope this video is beneficial. You all have a good one. Keep safe. Bye.